Hi, I'm Katie from A Whole Lotta Cheese, and today we're gonna make sweet potato pizza crust. If you're anything like me, you love pizza. I don't think you'd be reading the blog if you didn't like pizza, because I make it all the time. I make pizza every week, so I need to find something a little healthier sometimes so that I, don't gain 1,000,000 pounds. So I started researching all the different crusts I can use. Originally for this recipe, I was going to just slice my sweet potatoes, put the toppings on it, kind of go from there. But my good friend Google told me that I could make an actual crust out of the sweet potato. So that's kind of what I did. And it was delicious. So today we're gonna kind of go over all of that. You're gonna love it, and you're not gonna really miss the crust because I didn't. So the first thing you're gonna need to do is peel and slice your sweet potatoes. You're gonna chop them up into pieces, stick them in a pot, bring that to a boil. You're gonna wait until they're fork tender, let them cool slightly, and put them in a bowl. So once your potatoes have cooled, we need to mash them. So just start mashing them, and if you know me at all, you're probably like, why are you mashing potatoes? Since we all know I don't like mashed potatoes. But I promise it's not the same thing. I'm still gonna eat this, and it's gonna be even more delicious than mashed potatoes are. Once you have all the big lumps out of your sweet potatoes, you're gonna add in about a cup of flour. You're gonna then mix that together. You wanna start forming a dough. At this time, we're gonna add in some Italian seasoning to taste, so there's not really a measurement on the spices. Same with the crushed red pepper flakes. If you like it a little spicy, go ahead and add a little bit extra. Some garlic powder and some salt. Then you're just gonna keep mixing that together until a nice dough forms. All right, once most of your flour is incorporated, it's gonna be a little sticky. You can add, it's gonna look something like this, nice and orange. You can add a little bit more flour if you want, but sticky is okay, so don't worry. All right, so I have a greased cake pan. Make sure you get all the sides. We don't want anything to stick. We're then gonna take our dough and put it into the pan. We want to just flatten it down. Make sure it's spread out. You might not need all of your dough, so just spread it first before you keep adding. You want to get it pretty flat and pretty even so it cooks evenly. I like to use my fingers to make sure it's nice and flat. Up against the edges. We're not afraid to get a little messy. Once your dough is spread on the bottom of the pan, we're gonna get ready to put it in the oven. We have the oven preheated to 400, so I'm just gonna put it in the oven. All right, so your crust has been baking for the last 15-20 minutes. Once it starts to get golden brown, we're gonna take it out. We wanna flip it to get we're putting the toppings on the other side. Careful not to burn yourself. It shouldn't stick because we used some cooking spray, but it's sticking a little bit. All right. All right, then we're gonna take some pizza sauce. Your favorite pizza sauce is fine. I have the little homemade one. The recipe is on the blog. Spread it across. You can go right up to the edge, that's fine. I like to top all my pizzas with turkey pepperoni. It's a little healthier than the normal kind. Cut corners wherever we can. When you cut corners on everything else, we can add a little bit more cheese. So we're all about that. Turkey pepperoni it is. Just put that on. I like to put the pepperoni on before the cheese. I like my cheese to get nice and golden brown with no obstacles in the way. Then we just want to put the cheese on top. I like to use fresh mozzarella. You can use shredded mozzarella, that's fine. Just the cheese is up to you. Fresh mozzarella is delicious. But I won't judge you either way. Stick that on here. I'm just going to use all the cheese because there's never too much cheese. We do have a sweet potato pizza crust after all, so a little extra cheese never hurt anyone. Then we're going to stick it back in the oven another 10 to 15 minutes. Be careful, it's hot. You don't want to burn yourself. All right. Once your cheese is nice and melted, we're going to take it out of the oven. We want to carefully transfer it to a cutting board. So again, don't burn yourself. And then you're going to want to let it sit for about 5 minutes before you slice into it. You can find a printable version of this recipe on my website, wholelottacheese.com, along with plenty of other cheesy recipes. And don't forget to hit subscribe so you don't miss any future episodes, as well as all the cheesy bonus content coming your way. And don't forget, everything's better with a whole lot of cheese. Taste the sweet potato.
But not too overpowering. It's really flavorful.
Cheesy. This is important. We have a spill on the apron. One of my mashed potatoes comments is going to make the cut. This is the second time I've talked about mashed potatoes. All right. Ow, that was like a workout.